every single year. Every single year. The Premier League releases their Player of the Season nominees, and within 5 minutes, half of X, is in absolute meltdown. And you know what? This year they've actually earned it. 8 names, 8 nominees. And while some of them are completely deserved, others have raised serious questions. Because for every player who made this list, there's someone sitting at home right now who had an absolutely incredible season and got zero recognition. So today we're doing 2 things. First, we're going through all 8 nominees and working out who should actually win this. Then, and this is the part that's going to get spicy, we're going through the 5 biggest snubs, the players who got completely blanked by the nominations and absolutely should have been there. Let's get into it. 8 names. Let's go through them quickly and sort them into tiers. Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United. Right, whatever you think of Manchester United's season, Bruno has been otherworldly. He's been the captain, the creator, the leader, basically single-handedly keeping United relevant in some of the ugliest football you'll ever watch. His numbers are elite and his consistency has been genuinely remarkable given the chaos around him. Absolutely deserves his nomination. Strong contender to win it. Gabriel, Arsenal, the heartbeat of what could be a title-winning Arsenal defence, commanding, aggressive and aerial monster and contributing in both boxes. He's been one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League this season, and you can absolutely make the case that a potential title win is built on his foundation at the back. Deserved. Gibbs-White, Nottingham Forest. Now this is the feel-good nomination. Forest have been the season's biggest overachievers, and MGW is the reason why. The fact that he's made this list, representing a side that isn't even fighting for trophies, tells you how ridiculous his individual form has been. Creative, direct, relentless. A proper nomination. Erling Haaland, Manchester City. Does it ever get boring putting his name on these lists? Probably not, because he keeps scoring at a pace that makes goal scoring look almost unfair. City in the title race. Haaland banging them in. Same story, different season. Deserved, even if it's starting to feel like a formality. David Raya, Arsenal. The goalkeeper nomination is always the hardest one to push, but Raya has been genuinely brilliant this season. Clean sheets, crucial saves, penalty heroics. And he's been a massive part of why Arsenal's defensive record is what it is. Fair inclusion. Declan Rice, Arsenal, the complete midfielder. Boxes to boxes, goals from range, set-piece delivery, leadership. Rice has elevated himself into the conversation for one of the best midfielders in the world, and his season at Arsenal has been the proof of that claim. Absolutely deserved. Antoine Semenyo, Bournemouth, the wild card, the surprise package, and honestly, one of the nominations I'm most excited about. Semenyo has been electric for Bournemouth. Direct, fearless, dangerous. The kind of player who makes watching the Premier League on a Saturday afternoon genuinely fun. Big shout to the Premier League for including him. Igor, Thiago, Brentford. The most surprising name on the list for a lot of people, but hear me out. Thiago has been absolutely clinical for Brentford. Goals, hold-up play, work rate. He's been one of the most effective strikers in the league this season, and representing a Brentford side that doesn't exactly get the big club spotlight makes it even more impressive. So who wins it? Alright, this is what you're really here for. 5 players who had brilliant seasons and got completely left off the nominees list. 5 cases where the Premier League got it wrong. Let's go. Snub number 1, Dominic Szoboszlai. Liverpool's season has been a disaster, a truly miserable title defence. And in the middle of all of it, Szoboszlai has been the one constant, the one player who has turned up week after week and given you something worth watching. 6 goals and 5 assists. And those goals include some absolutely jaw-dropping free kicks that frankly went viral for a reason. But the stats don't even capture it. He's played as a right-back, right-wing, defensive midfielder and number 10 this season, and he's been good in every single role. That is insane versatility. Now, the argument against him is that Liverpool have been terrible. But here's the counter. Gibbs-White made the list, and Nottingham Forest aren't exactly a Champions League side either. If the argument is your team's struggles count against you, that logic applies to one and not the other. You can't have it both ways. Szoboszlai is the single biggest snub on this list. It's not even close. Snub number 2, William Saliba. Okay, so this one is a bit awkward because Gabriel is nominated and Gabriel has been fantastic. No argument there. But Saliba has played the same number of Premier League games as his centre-back partner. Same number of games. And when you look at the underlying defensive numbers, the blocks, the clearances, the dual success rates, the positioning, there is barely any difference between them. Saliba has been just as important to Arsenal's defensive solidity. He just doesn't have the attacking output, the headed goals, the set-piece moments that make Gabriel more visually impressive. If Arsenal win this title, it's because their defense has been a wall, and Saliba is half of that wall. Leaving him off while including Gabriel feels like recognizing one side of the same coin and ignoring the other. Snub number 3, Ryan Cherki. Yes, he's nominated for Young Player of the Season, and yes, he'll probably win that. But why not? He should have been in the main list too. 4 goals and 12 assists in the Premier League. 12. From an attacking midfielder who hasn't even been guaranteed a starting spot all season. And every time Manchester City have looked sharp, every time their attack has clicked, Cherki has been involved. He's the most exciting player to watch in the Premier League this season. The rapid feet, the vision, the technique, it's something genuinely special. And in a title race where City are right there competing with Arsenal, his contributions have been decisive. The Young Player nomination is deserved, but this kid should have been in the big conversation too. Snub number 4, Jeremy Doku, 10 goal involvements. On paper, that sounds underwhelming for a Player of the Season shortlist, but here's what 10 goal involvements doesn't capture. The nights where Doku has made fullbacks look like they've never played football before. The bursts of pace that make the commentators run out of adjectives. The matches in the run-in where City have desperately needed someone to create chaos, and Doku has delivered it time and time again. On his best days, and there have been a lot of them lately, Doku is the best winger in this league. Not just this season. Right now, peak Doku is unplayable. And if City end up winning the title, his contribution in the final stretch of games will be a massive part of that story. Recency bias works for and against players, but sometimes recent form is the form that matters most, and Doku's recent form has been extraordinary. Snub number 5, João Pedro, Chelsea. What a season! 2 managers fired, results all over the place, drama every other week. And through all of it, João Pedro has been absolutely sensational. 15 Premier League goals, 5 assists, in a Chelsea side that has been a structural mess for large chunks of the campaign. Those numbers, 15 goals in a struggling team, would be considered a brilliant season for a striker at a club challenging for the title. At Chelsea, that is a heroic individual performance. He announced himself in the Club World Cup last summer and never really stopped. Clinical touch, technical quality, goals in big moments. He's prevented a bad Chelsea season from becoming a catastrophic one almost single-handedly. If you're giving Morgan Gibbs-White a nomination for carrying a mid-table side, and you're not giving it to João Pedro for doing something arguably harder at Chelsea, that's a decision that needs explaining. So there it is, 8 nominees, 5 snubs, and a whole lot of opinions. But the real question is yours. Who do you think should win the Premier League Player of the Season? And who's the snub that's annoying you the most? Drop it in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye!